about 9 months ago, one of the first things that God showed me was my behavior towards my daughter. She's now 18. At the time, she was 17, and she was turning 18 at the end of the year, and this was about June of last year. God, I believe, started with my daughter because I have such a pure heart and wanting to be genuine with her and wanting her to be more healthy than I ever was. And so I believe that's why he started with her, because he was able to break through to me faster. What I had realized was devastating to me. I had realized that through the 17 years of her life, I, although started my love walk about 14 years ago, she was always usually the receiver when I just couldn't hold back the rage in me. I had stopped being violent about 15 years ago, and I've only had one violent episode in 15 years. And my daughter, though, she took a lot of crap from me. When I would lash out or blow up, it was usually directed at her. I was very strict and harsh with her, and God broke me with that realization in June of last year. And I was on my knees, weeping and agonizing over the way I had treated her. I had realized what I had done. I had seen myself through God's eyes and through her eyes, and had realized that I caused her so much pain. I mean, there were times that I would very selfishly lash out at her because I had to do something for her or take her somewhere. And she would get out of the car in tears. And I think about it now, and I get choked up. Because I'm so thoroughly sorrowful and shamed by my behavior. So in beginning with her, I humbled myself first with my daughter, and I apologized to her. And she didn't know quite how to take it, and she was a little taken aback, but I told her, I said, look, I realize what I have done to you. I realize that I have lashed out on you, and that I have yelled at you for no reason, and that whatever stress or anger that I was feeling towards anybody else, I always put that off on you, rather than put it off on another person, or the person that I felt it for. I guess maybe because she was an easy target. The reasons why I did it weren't as important anymore as to the fact that I did it and that it needed to be rectified. And I told her that I'm aware of my behavior and I will never, ever, ever do it to you again. And I have diligently worked hard in the last 9-10 months to not do that to her, and have succeeded. It's become easier and easier to not do that to her, to not lash out at her, to not freak out on her, and it's been easier to just hold back and shut my mouth. You know, when I felt like freaking out, I shut my mouth. You know, when Jesus was coming up to his purpose, to the crucifixion, you know, if you notice, and I do believe that it even says in the Bible, And he told his disciples, I'm coming up to do what I'm sent here to do, and I'm going to be going through some hard times in my head, so I'm not going to talk as much anymore. And that's what I had to learn how to do, because I had to learn how to, when I felt like lashing out, I had to learn how to shut my mouth and not say a word, because it would be better for me to not say a word than to spew venom and harmful words, especially at this innocent kid that didn't do anything. I mean, it still breaks my heart, but I also, I recognize the progress that I've made. God has been so good in helping me to overcome that behavior and to rectify that and to then heal my relationship with my daughter and to help her see and not be, it was a form of abuse. It was abuse. It was an emotional abusing thing that I did. And I had to, and still have to work with her on that, because the damage that words can cause, the damage that tones and angry, hateful lash outs can cause to somebody is so detrimental and so painful, and it can stay with us for such a long time. And I've noticed that in the healing that my daughter's gone through in the last 9 months since I've stopped doing that to her. It's been a slow healing. It's been a slow process for her to recover and to trust that I'm not going to turn around and freak out on her again. I haven't. By the grace of God, He has slowly but surely, step by step, with each defect, very gently showed me and allowed me to work through, go through the pain that I was trying to cover up or that I was pushing down. We had that realization of the cycle of hurt and shame, and we began to feel the pain that we've caused others. This breaks our spirit of selfishness, and God is then able to renew our thoughts and correct our hearts to serve others and cause healing, which in turn affects not only our healing emotionally and spiritually, but that of all of those around us. I'm going to take just a small break for the tape right here, and I'll be back in just a second.